Good morning students, I am Neha Singh. Students, as you know, nowadays we are studying civics. Until now, we have studied about the equality, the health sector, how government is providing health facilities. Now, today we'll take a new chapter and the name of the chapter is How the State Government Works. Till now we have known that how the government works for the entire country, how do he or the people are get elected by the elections, what are their power, what are their duties, how the government works in different fields. This chapter will tell us about how each and every state government works. What are their powers, how it works, who are the people in the state government that get the duty, how they are elected, and what should they do to enhance the progress of their state. As you know, in India there are so many states, so each state has a power, state power. In this there are members which all together make a decision or work together so that there is smooth function of power and everything goes smoothly. But do you know that one point must be striking in your mind, that when there is government who is ruling all over, the central government is ruling all over the India, why do the states need? There is a need for the state government. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is that there are powers. So the power should be distributed to the central and to the state for the smooth function. The power the government gives to the state also, because for example, in our school, principal sir has been governing the school, he makes the rules and regulation, he has power. After that, we teachers also have some responsibility, some duty, some power for our class, respective class, so that everything goes smoothly. Same as state government also has some powers to govern the people smoothly. You must have heard about MLA. The full form is Member of Legislative Assembly. In India, each state has one legislative assembly and each state is having different areas, and from those areas a member is elected, MLA, and he is elected by the people. Now the point to be noted is that what is the eligibility for a MLA? The eligibility is that he should be a citizen of India. That is the first one. The second one is that his age. The age for MLA is at least 25 years old. If you person is having the citizen of India and is above the age of 25 at least, then he is eligible for becoming a MLA. The second most important is Chief Minister. I know you have heard the word very often. Every state has a Chief Minister. You should remember the name of the Chief Ministers, the current Chief Ministers of your state where you are living, and others also. So now, how does the chief minister is appointed? See, when the elections happen and the ruling party that wins it, they, among the people, they elect the member of the MLAs and he becomes the chief minister. Now, what is the eligibility for chief minister? It is the same. He should be the citizen of India and the age should be above 25 years or minimum 25 years. It should be 25 years, and the most important thing is that he should be member of state legislative. So these are the three eligibility criteria for the chief minister. And what does he do? He is the person who will be the responsibility he will be taking, he will be given for the governments of the state. That's why he is known as chief minister. Students, when the chief minister is elected, he gets some power and he gets some duties also to perform. Let us discuss it one by one. First of all, the chief minister is the leader of the legislative assembly. He selects the minister in the council of ministers. He has the power to select. Moreover, from the governor to the state cabinet, the chief minister is a link between them. Whatever the bridge is between them, whatever the rules and regulations and all the important decisions, the information, he acts as a link between the governor and the state cabinet. All the important announcements made by the government is floated by the chief minister to the state. So all these are the powers. You will go through the book and you will read in detail, you will get more knowledge about how the chief minister works and what are his powers and what are his duties to perform, how he is a link between the government and the state cabinet. So chief minister has so many powers and duties to perform. Children, I think you have understood that why state government is important, why the government has given some powers to the state government also, and the distribution, how the members are elected and how the state government works. Students, go through the worksheets and the chapter number 3 in your civics book so that you can get the points discussed here and you will learn in deep, and whatever you will read will be in your mind. It will be stored in your mind, and when we will have our exam and all that, you will perform very good. So, do reading the chapters according to the syllabus. Children, for the further topic regarding the state governments, we will do in the next chapter. Till then, thank you.